Millions have watched him, studied every expression, every pause that felt more powerful than words. But behind that quiet intensity, Al Pacino has always kept certain thoughts to himself. And now, at 85, as he reflects on a lifetime in Hollywood, one name continues to surface: Rob Reiner. Not in controversy, but in a way that reveals something deeper. Because sometimes, the most important stories aren't about what happened. They're about how two very different minds saw the same world. Long before the fame, Pacino's life was shaped by struggle. Growing up in the Bronx, raised by a single mother, he didn't have connections or privilege, only determination. Acting wasn't a clear path, it was a risk. He studied tirelessly, immersing himself in method acting, chasing emotional truth even when it meant years of rejection. There were moments when success felt distant, almost impossible. At the same time, Rob Reiner was growing up in a completely different environment. As the son of legendary entertainer Carl Reiner, he was surrounded by storytelling from an early age. But even then, carving out his own identity wasn't easy. He had to step beyond expectations and prove that he was more than just a familiar name. Then came the breakthroughs. For Pacino, it was The Godfather. A performance that didn't rely on loud moments, but on silence, control, and transformation. Almost overnight, he became one of the most respected actors in the world. For Reiner, it was all in the family, where his portrayal of Michael Stivic connected with audiences during a time of cultural change. Later, his transition into directing would redefine his legacy entirely. Two careers rising in completely different ways. But behind the scenes of Hollywood, those differences mattered. According to those familiar with the industry, Pacino and Reiner represented two distinct philosophies. Pacino believed in losing himself in a character, pushing emotion to its deepest level. Reiner, known for his structured approach, focused on clarity, pacing, and collaboration. Many believe that when such different creative styles exist within the same industry, tension doesn't need to be loud to be real. Those who worked in similar circles remember moments where approaches didn't always align. Not confrontations, but contrasts. Pacino's instinct-driven methods sometimes stretched scenes beyond what was planned, while Reiner's direction often emphasized precision. It wasn't about ego. It was about perspective. One key turning point came during the broader evolution of Hollywood in the 1980s and 90s. As storytelling shifted, so did the balance between actors and directors. Figures like Pacino represented a more immersive, actor-driven style, while directors like Reiner shaped narratives with control and intention. The industry itself became a space where these philosophies quietly competed. Yet over time, something changed. In later reflections, Pacino didn't speak of conflict. Instead, he spoke of understanding, of recognizing that filmmaking isn't about one approach, it's about many. Those who have followed his career believe that, in his own way, he came to respect directors who could guide a story without overpowering it. And many see Reiner as part of that group. The aftermath wasn't dramatic. No public disputes. No headlines. Just two careers continuing to evolve, separately, yet connected by the same industry they helped shape. Today, both men stand as icons. Pacino, the master of emotional depth. Reiner, the architect of human storytelling. Their journeys may not have crossed directly in obvious ways, but their influence exists in the same space, where performance meets direction. And perhaps that's the real revelation. Because sometimes the truth isn't about rivalry. It's about contrast. About how different visions can exist side by side and still create something timeless. In the end, the story of Al Pacino and Rob Reiner isn't about what divided them. It's about what connected them, an unspoken understanding of storytelling shaped by completely different paths. Because sometimes, the people who challenge the way we think are the ones who help define who we become. If this story gave you a new perspective on Hollywood's hidden dynamics, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more cinematic documentaries uncovering the untold stories behind your favorite legends.